Hey everybody, welcome to the Little Smiles Big Impact podcast. My name is Steve Grandizio. I am the executive director of Little Smiles PA. I'm here with my co-host, Jaydin Kavetski.
How's everybody doing today? We got a special guest. We're excited to meet her and hear her story and know a little bit about her. So let's bring her in here, Steve.
We have a run on former Stars Ball stars. So we have our streaks being kept alive today with Ali Gilbert. So I'm going to bring Ali in. Welcome, Ali.
Thank you.
Hey, Ali, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Can't ask for more. So, Ali, we have you, special person to our podcast. We were excited to talk to you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's break down your story, who
Um,
you are.
I'm Ali. I'm 11. I like to play sports and craft and
Wait. What sports?
basketball and dance.
Basketball and dance. Cool.
Basketball, my thing.
They probably help each other, right? Your basketball helps the dance and dance helps the basketball.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like moving and all. Like,
hmm
shoot, I need that. That's all right.
I I like to hang out with my friends and um hang out with my sister.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
rare. How old's your sister?
8.
8. And what's your sister's name?
Leah.
Leah. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So, give us a little breakdown of your backstory of what you're a cancer survivor. I heard. Is that true?
hmm hmm
So break us down, like if you don't mind. What
Um,
type of cancer did you have, and
uh,
how did
I
you?
ALL leukemia.
And is there like stages to that?
There's like treatment and then there's remission.
Okay, okay. So how long have you how long did you have cancer, if you don't mind me
I was diagnosed in July 2020, and I entered I was in treatment for 2.5 years until October 2022.
So do the math for us. How old were you in July of 2020?
7.
7 in July. Wow,
Wow.
that's like right in the center of COVID.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's horrible. I'm glad you're here today. You know, thank thank you to God, and not only God, the nursing, the doctors, and all that. They saved your life, and you're here, powerful and ready to show the world your story.
Yeah, and you guys two went to two different hospitals, world-renowned oncology departments in the greater Philadelphia region. Jaydin at CHOP, and then Ali, you were at Nemours, right?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Nemours and your experience. Do you remember, or is it a little fuzzy?
It's kind of fuzzy, but I remember a little bit of the stay.
Yeah, you were young, so it is hard. I remember just when I was 5, and so as a kid, you don't realize things like that. You just look at it as a regular cold, but we're really going through a lot. So for you to have the mindset to stay focused and you know do do fun things is awesome. So that's great that you have a great attitude. And I just want to say this one thing. Me and Steve saying a lot. Just smile. That's all. That's all you gotta do. Just smile. You can do everything, and everybody going to help you get through certain situations that you probably can't even get through at moment. So just smile. That's all.
Ali, tell us about your treatment. So, do you remember what kind of treatment you had,
Um,
procedures, or anything? Give us a
I,
little bit about that.
I had chemotherapy, and I was in the hospital for 33 nights, and I had 29 procedures.
33 nights. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. Did um
21%.
did you lose your hair?
Yeah.
You did? Oh my goodness, you're probably the cutest little ball.
Bald squad all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was.
Jaydin. We have pictures of Jaydin. Do you have
Ah,
pictures from back
whoa.
when you were little and going through treatments?
Yeah.
You do. And now you're feeling great, right? You're back to dance, you're playing basketball, you're crafting, you're going to school, like everything's normal. How often do you have to go back to Nemours at this point?
Like every 6 months or every year.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
great.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
So, give us give us what's your top 5 favorite things to do on like your hobbies? What do you like
Oh,
to
I
do?
thought you were gonna say top 5 podcast hosts.
Whoa,
I'm
I
kidding.
better be number one.
I like to craft and crochet. Um, I like to roller skate and play volleyball and also dance.
Wow. That's all. So wait, craft and croquet. So croquet, what do you make?
I like to I make stuffed animals.
Do you have one? You can show us?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Steve.
It's on my bed, so I'll go back.
Okay, you're cool.
I love the pink scenery in your room. That's my third favorite color.
It's like a fidget.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh,
You made
ah,
that? Like,
Yeah.
is the ball something that you buy?
Yeah, I got my yarn from a craft store.
so how much? How much are those? I kind of really want one of
Um,
those. Like, those are
I can just
awesome.
make, I can just make you one.
For real? You would do that? That's awesome. I ain't gonna lie. But definitely need one of those.
That's
Those are awesome.
great. What made you start crocheting?
Someone gave me like this little. It's called like a worry room, and I went to it more. And then my grandma taught me how to crochet, and been making stuff ever since.
And
Do you
that's a
find
little harder.
when did you start? Did you start when you were going through treatments?
I started this summer,
This summer,
the previous summer. Yeah.
this past summer.
Mhm.
That's great. That's awesome. It's got to be like therapeutic, right? Because your mind, you kind of escape into a different world.
Yeah, you have to think about like all the like steps to it.
Wow.
That's fun. That's great. What other crafts do you do?
Um, I like to make friendship bracelets.
Friendship. How
Oh,
come I don't have a friendship bracelet?
I was gonna say, tag me along with you, Steve.
And
That's
then
nice.
I'm looking at art on the back above your. Is that your closet door?
Yeah,
Did you do that art
I did those when I was really little. Yeah.
when you were really little? Okay, so that's not something that you do quite as much anymore.
Oh,
No.
Painting is fun. I think it's entertaining.
yeah.
It's a little here and there. Yeah, you might not want to do it because there's so much time and moments. My speaking of paintings, my one of my best friend's girlfriend just painted me and it kind of I don't want to get emotional, but my grandmother got emotional with it. But she painted me a picture of my brother that I lost in my car accident, and it looks to the point where it's like, nah, this it's got to be like printed on there or something. Would you like to see it?
We'd love to see it. And this is
Okay.
Steve, right?
Yeah, let me get my Miriam. Let me grab it off the wall. I got it on the wall. So just give me one sec. You know, but painting is fun.
Yeah.
Anything with crafting is
You
awesome.
guys did the painting together. Your painting sold for. Do you remember how much it sold for, Ali? Can you remember?
No,
The painting.
Almost $2,000, $1,900 at the Stars Ball.
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You guys did an awesome job with it. Um,
You going to get the painting?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my nurse to grab it off the wall. And you could she could show you guys. I'm gonna decide right now, but my best friend's girlfriend painted me this. Um,
I can't wait to see it. The build up.
one. Oh, this is it. Pick it up. Go, go.
Wow.
One.
And that's Steve?
Yeah, that's my brother Steven. You can keep it down. You don't got to put it back up. That's too much work. Yeah,
Does that capture his smile?
yeah, he had a really great smile. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I kind of was jealous of his smile because, I mean, I got a nice smile, but he cheated. He had braces. So, does that really count? Do you mind
Speaking of, somebody has expanders in,
low
right?
power mode?
Mhm.
When did you get them, Allie?
I got it in the end of April.
End of April. Wow. And what's it feel like?
It's pretty weird.
It's what? Say it again.
Pretty weird.
Pretty weird. Like, do you feel like you're talking funny? And
Yeah,
is it hard
definitely.
to eat?
They put a tongue piece in, so it's even harder to talk.
I ain't gonna lie.
Um,
I need to get my teeth done. My bottom teeth are lost. So, I kind of play around with my baby cousin and pretend I'm a monster. And he looks at me
mm.
scary. So, I mean, I guess it works, but I'm gonna work on getting those.
Jaydin, did you lose them in the accident?
Yeah, I have a strong feeling I might have swallowed it.
You may. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because
They never
it,
found them.
it was either swallowed or, yeah, it was just such a bad car wreck that they couldn't really search. Like, they didn't try, I don't think they really looked in the vehicle to find things. Like my cell phone I lost, my ID, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little upset. I lost a couple dollars, but side.
How many
But
teeth did you lose?
so it was, I think, two or three, and then one was half hanging out. So it was bothering me. I had to make sure if they were able to take it out for me. So they took out one. So I think it was like three or four of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure that was the least of everybody's worries when they came to
it's
see.
funny though. That was my worry. When the first question I asked my grandma when I woke up, besides me being in the hospital, like all damaged up, where's my teeth? Promise you that. That's like my biggest thing. Like I love my teeth. I got a good smile at moments, but that it's gotta go out the door, y'all. I gotta get these
Well,
fixed.
that's fixable, right? The good news is that's
Yeah,
fixable.
it's just, I don't really understand why they make medical things so expensive. It's just horrible because people who really go through things and situations really need things, and it's just ridiculous what they do. Like my grandma has to fight with my insurance company about mm, tons of my supplies I need, like my trach bandages. Like they at first sent 20 a month and we need 30, and I usually switch them out each day. So it didn't make sense that it's 20. You know, no, what are you doing? My little
Yeah,
cousin's doing his homework.
if they prescribed you to switch it out every day, then it doesn't make sense that there's only 20 per
Yeah,
month.
yeah. No, go to dad. Sorry about that, guys. I got my little cousin in here.
Oh, that's cute.
He's playing around. But yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible, but at points, when people really need things, such as me, it's really difficult. I had at first my grandma too with like my catheters and all. Like they're only sending a certain amount of catheters. No, you gotta go to grandma. Sorry guys.
How old's your
No,
cousin?
three.
3. Oh, He's cute.
No, go to grandma.
He's adorable.
But yeah,
Al,
anyways.
so Allie, you're 11. What grade?
Sixth.
Sixth grade. Wow. So you're in middle school now.
Yeah.
Did you like going from the elementary school to the middle school?
My school is weird. They basically have like an elementary school ending at fourth grade, and then like a kind of middle school. And I feel like it was easier than going straight to middle school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes the transition. So wait, so I'm thinking you're in sixth grade, you're only 11, so you must be a summer birthday, right?
Yeah.
You're having a birthday soon?
Yeah, in June 23rd.
June 23rd. That's a month from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
What's the big birthday wish? Do you have one?
No.
Happy birthday. Can we see your cousin, Jaydin? I think we all need to see him at this point.
Noah, hop up here.
Noah?
Noah. Come here, sit up here. Sit up here.
Tell him to look in the...
Look at the camera.
Hi, Noah.
Look at that. Smile.
Oh, I think we're here. You know what? I'm gonna. There we go. What's up, Noah?
Noah, say hi.
Hi.
Is that your big cousin?
Am I your big cousin?
Yeah.
Am I your best cousin?
Noah, how old are you, buddy?
How old are you, Noah?
2. What's that?
Say you're 3. Noah, say you're 3.
I see.
What's your favorite show?
Yeah. Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs. Can you look at me? Can you look at us and talk?
Yeah, look at the camera.
We're up here.
No, go.
Bye, Noah.
I'm in a podcast. Y'all are interrupting. Sorry
That's
about that,
great.
guys.
That's so cute. That's not. Listen, hey, it's called Little Smiles, right?
Yeah,
That's not a little smile. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
if we get mad about little kids, then we're in trouble.
nah, it's not that. It's just so distracting. And then my grandma comes in yelling, and then she looked at when I said that, she was like, "Oh."
You know what?
You know?
This just proves things happen, man. Life just keeps throwing curveballs. You too have been thrown curveballs. So this a 3-year-old nephew coming into the podcast is definitely not that big a deal. Not the end of the world.
Nah, yeah, you're right. I definitely we babysitted him today for about a couple of hours. He came this morning.
That's great.
He was a pain, but I love him. He's so adorable.
He's adorable. He is adorable.
Allie,
so sorry, you were talking about, so what's your birthday wish?
To just spend time with my family.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that just the recorded answer because it sounds good and you know they're going to watch this?
No.
No, you just want, that's cute. You guys were awesome. You guys seem like you had such a great time at the Stars Ball. Tell us about that, because the 4 of you were together. Well, first of all, tell us who your family is, and then give us a little bit about the Stars Ball, the whole weekend.
It was me, my mom, my sister, and my dad, and it was just a really fun weekend. I like seeing all the other kids, and I liked walking on the red carpet and being in the limo with everyone.
Yeah, the limo. Was that the first time in the limo?
I stayed it for one other event.
I ain't gonna lie, she's style. She really, you famous, huh? You be in them limos.
Yeah, you glowed that night. You were beautiful that night. Tell us about the hotel. What'd you guys do? You got in Friday, right? Tell us about the weekend leading up to the Stars Ball.
I liked how the night before we got to see everyone again before going right into the ball, and we got to have dinner, and it was good food.
Would you have chicken tenders?
And salad, yeah.
What's your favorite food though? Of all time, if you could have one food for life, what would that be?
That is a great question.
Probably like nachos.
Nachos?
Nachos.
Mhm.
I
That's
like
not
it.
bad. That's not bad.
That's
Any
yeah.
type of nacho or like a certain nacho?
Mm,
Because you know you
just like
got bacon and all that.
just like any type.
So
Got you. I
yeah,
like
that's a good question. Do you like just the cheese on the nachos, or do you like the whole loaded nacho thing?
Mm, I like tomatoes and guacamole and stuff.
That's great. Yeah, good guac. It's hard to beat.
Yeah.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If I can have one food, if I can have one food, I'm having wings. Straight up. Wings like that. You got all types of wings. You got parmesan. You got lemon pepper. You got buffalo. You got mild. Don't let me get started, cause shoot, I'm wings it is. That's my go. What is yours, Steve?
So my kids tell me my food groups, my 4 food groups are peanut butter, pizza, protein bars, and olive oil. But I think pizza. If I had to like have one meal, it'd probably be like a pepperoni pizza or maybe a pepperoni bacon and sausage pizza. But any like it's fun too because I like all kinds of different pizza. But so
So let me
your
find
nachos,
out.
do you have a go-to
Steve,
nacho place
all
like
those
Chipotle?
times.
Mm,
What's that, Jaden?
I was saying, so all those times you do the little pizza parties at Shriners. Is that really for you? Let's find out.
It's funny on Monday. So we were just there on Monday, and I always hope that there's a couple slices left over that I can have at the end. So I had a couple. I'm not gonna lie. I had 3 slices of pepperoni at Shriners
Hey, you deserve it.
after we had a little pizza party.
You deserve it. I ain't gonna lie. You do a
Mhm.
lot for not only myself, for many of kids, for not even kids, many people. Just know that. And it's to have that type of passionate and uh how I say it, just that type of heart is amazing. I ain't gonna
Well,
lie. I
this
think
isn't
about it
about
every
me.
day. I know, but you definitely deserve some love. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
And
pizza. I'll dessert pizza. I'll take that.
wait,
Allie,
I have,
I'm dying to know what's your go-to nacho place?
um, I don't really have one. I like to make them at my house.
You like them? Okay. Do you go to like
I get it.
Qdoba or Chipotle or any place like that?
Not really.
No. I like to get bowls at some of those places.
I like the bowls from Chipotle. I just don't do what you just said, nachos from Chipotle.
Nachos. Yeah, I don't think
Homemade
I've never
all
had
the way.
nachos. Yeah, I've never had nachos from Chipotle.
I don't
Um,
even think they have nachos, do they?
Mm,
yeah, they do. I thought my daughter had it before. Maybe it's like a seasonal thing that they only do
Wait,
certain times. Was how do you remember like how supportive were your friends and your school and your family when you were going through your treatments?
really supportive.
That's awesome. Like, do you have any stories of anything that?
Um, in like during virtual second grade, my this kid in my class I knew, he and his 3 neighbors who were also my grade, they like arranged a basket and they made like a basket for me. And then like after he dropped it off, I like met the 2 other people who I hadn't known before, and they became my best friends.
Oh, that's great. Do you mind if I ask you that and you share it?
Sure.
What about any great sports stories or anything of
Um,
like do you have any highlights of making a game-winning shot or something in volleyball or dance?
not really.
Uh, do you feel like you're the same kid that you would be without the cancer? Or do you think you have a different outlook?
I think I'm like the same person.
Yeah, gotta be. There's always somebody who you can look at and who's worse off. And you think about what you went through and everything, and he beat it. He just like you, he beat cancer, and then had that happen to him as a teenager, which is just it's hard to get your head around why some people have that kind of luck. And this is part of what I told Jaydin is I said, he's been dealt this story. He's got to turn it into a positive. Like there's a reason for it, and he needs to share it with people and share it with the world. And, so we're actually repaid for speaking lessons for him and a speaking coach so that he can develop a talk where he can do a keynote speech. So he's working on that now with his occupational therapist at Shriners. So that's the hope, that he becomes a motivational speaker, because he's still young. He's only 19, which sounds old to you, but young, relatively speaking. Your parents are like, what the heck is she doing up there? She's got to eat dinner. Did you eat dinner?
No.
No. What's for dinner tonight?
I think it's like some sort of like Asian noodle, maybe.
That's cool. Is that a favorite of yours?
We never had it before.
Really? Do you eat like Chinese food and Asian food and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So you sound like a pretty adventurous eater.
Mm.
You're not like the typical 11-year-old chicken tenders, pizza, burgers, hot dogs.
Definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun. How about Leah?
She's better. She won't eat like all things, but she eats a little bit less than me, but she's still like a really good eater.
That's great. That's awesome. It's probably your parents. So you told me before we went on, you're going to Canada. You're driving. When did you say you're going for
I
vacation?
think July, the beginning of July towards the end of June.
Oh, okay. So you'll be back before the 4th?
Yeah.
That's cool. And what part of Canada did you say? Toronto?
Montreal.
Montreal. Have you been?
No.
First time. That's cool. Have your parents been?
I think my dad has. I don't know about my mom though.
Are you gonna see Niagara Falls on the way up?
I think so, yeah.
It's really cool on the Canada side. So you can see it on the New York side or the Canada side. The Canada side, you get to see the whole falls, and it's beautiful. We did it when our kids were little. We drove, because my wife's from Michigan. So we drove to Michigan, and we went up through Canada and drove through Canada to get there. That's fun. So will this be the first time in a different country?
When I was like in kindergarten, so like 5 or 6, we went on a Disney cruise ship, and I was in Canada for one day, but otherwise, I've never been like out of the country.
Got it. Are you a Disney fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like have you been to Disney World?
Yeah.
What's your favorite park?
Probably Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, it's cool. What's the favorite ride?
Rock
and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror?
Tower of Terror.
Yeah. I like Rock and Roller Coaster. I think definitely better than Tower of Terror.
I don't think
What's that?
I don't think I've ever been in Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, you don't? Okay. And then what about, trying to think of other things there? The Toy Story.
Oh yeah, I like the Slinky ride.
When you're scoring points against everybody else. breaking plates and stuff.
Mhm.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a great place. Did you go to Universal as well?
Oh yeah.
Did you? How about that? Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Not really. I like the Doctor Seuss area.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some neat rides there. Some of the virtual rides.
Yeah, I want to
Did you
go
go
to
on the
New.
Simpsons?
What?
Did you go on the Simpsons ride?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? I interrupted you.
The new park they made, the Super Mario one, looks pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They do such a great job. Are you a Star Wars fan at all?
Not really. They had one cool ride that we did. It was like you were like walking around, and then you like went on the ship, and then that like moved to an inside building, and then you were like inside, but you never left the ship.
Yeah, that at Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's some cool things there. And when you must have been little, is that were you probably too little to go on Rock and Roller Coaster?
We went last January, but there was like a really big line, and the park was about to close in like half an hour. So we had to.
Okay. Now, are you and your sister like thrill ride people? Are you scared of rides or what?
My sister's definitely not. I like them a little bit more, but not as much.
How about your parents?
My dad likes them. My mom doesn't.
No. Okay. So your dad's your riding partner.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, my kids, fortunately, would go on any ride that they were tall enough to go on. So my son was shorter for his age. So I have a great story. He was like 47 and a half inches, like not even, maybe 47 and 3/4 inches. And he couldn't get on Rock and Roller Coaster because it was 48. And we took his socks off and folded them up and put them in his shoes. So they were in the bottom of his shoes to make him go up a little bit. And he got on the Rock and Roller Coaster a couple times. And he could barely walk in his shoes because he had the socks in there. And I would lift him up and move him along the line. So, when the line would move, I'd just kind of lift him and move him and put him down again. But I figured, I'm sure that 1/4 of an inch isn't like they probably, the insurance and the engineer said, all right, you have to be 46 inches, but we're going to say 48 because we don't want to cut it too close.
Yeah.
So I think 47 and 3/4, he was more than safe. Well, I don't know. We may be losing Jaydin, so we may just have to edit this because I love some of the stories that you told while he wasn't on. So what's the next event for you? What, like, sports or dance? What's going on now?
I have dance a little bit, and we have our recital, and then I have a school field trip.
Oh yeah, you said that. What's your last day of school is when?
The 5th.
The 5th of June, and your recital is
The 7th.
the 7th of June. Okay, and then summer starts.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. You must love summer.
Mm-hmm.
And do you do any camps?
No.
No, even like day camps or anything, swim camps, sports camp.
I might do. There's like a few sports clinics, but
Okay, like volleyball and basketball.
Volleyball, and I'm gonna try lacrosse.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I know you have to go, so I'm gonna let you go, and you're gonna have your Asian noodles, which will be fun, and then we'll let you know. We'll give you a copy of this, and hopefully you'll get to see it and share it with friends and everything. I think you did an amazing job. I know, be honest, you're a little nervous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is never easy, but we were just kind of talking and having a good time.
It was really fun.
Well, give your mom and your dad and your sister a big hug from me and everybody at Little Smiles. And we hope you have an awesome summer swimming at your grandma's house and hanging out with your family.
Thank you so much.
And have an awesome vacation, a great recital, and an awesome vacation to Canada.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ali.
Bye.
See ya.
See you.